Hi, this is Ashley Victoria Robinson coming to you from the studio here at New York Comic Con, and we are here with the icon of my childhood and yours, Anne Martin. Hello.
Thank you. Hello.
How has your New York Comic Con been so far?
It's been great. This is my first Comic Con ever.
Really? So you
Yes.
picked North America's biggest
Yeah.
to start with.
Yeah.
Very casual. How has the reception been? How have fans been?
Oh, wonderful. Appreciative, good questions. Yeah, it's been great. And more now than before, adult fans who read the books when they were kids.
Yes,
So, yeah.
that's me. Have you been given any gifts from fans? They usually like to bring stuff for people.
They do usually, not this time. Not this time,
But
but
there's still Saturday to go.
yeah.
What would you like them to bring you? What's your coffee order? I have a quick question about, I'm going to mispronounce his name, so please feel free to correct me.
Okay.
Hodges
Swallow.
Swallow, ben,
Yes.
c'est tellement français, who painted the original Babysitters Club
Yes.
covers, of course, recently sold a bunch of them. Do you own any of the original covers?
I own the original cover of Babysitters Club #1. Christie's great idea. I know. It's very, very cool.
Have you had it for a long time, or did you get it like the rest of the normies?
No, I got it maybe a couple of years after the series began. I've had it for a very long time.
Does it hold a place of honor, or is it like many things, tucked away and sleeping in a closet somewhere?
It's in my office.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So constant inspiration.
Yes.
Always grasping. Is there any swag or any gifts or any art from any of the series that you've worked on that you would really like to own? Like, do you want to own Christie's baseball bat? Or
Well, I actually have very cool swag. I think it was from the set of the Netflix show
Yes.
Christie's Telephone.
That's
Yes.
so cool.
Yeah.
Is it a real phone or is it just a prop?
It's a prop. But I
Fun.
think it's based apparently on actual phones. Like, yeah.
Like you say, apparently.
Yeah. I don't know.
We were understanding the concept of phones. How often did you get to go to set?
Just once. Yeah.
Too much pressure otherwise?
Well, it was, let's see, when was this? 2019. I live on
the before times.
It was, yeah, the before times. I live on the East Coast, and it was being filmed on the West Coast. So I just went the one time. But it was very exciting. I got to meet the actors and the set designers. That was so much fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, seeing in each character's bedroom on the set. There was every detail. If you opened a drawer, there was stuff in the drawer, even though it might not.
fun.
Yeah, what was in their closets. It was very cool.
Is there anything that you would have liked to liberate from those sets if you were a less moral person?
Maybe some of the stuff from Claudia's room. There was all this.
The artistic queen, of
the
course.
artistic room, yeah, and all her wonderful jewelry and accessories, yeah.
You have collaborated with so many amazing other writers, artists, designers on all kinds of books, like The Doll People comes to mind for me. What do you think as a writer brings out your best work when you're working with collaborators?
Well, I guess it would be figuring out ways with the collaborator to work the best way together. Because up until I collaborated with Paula Danziger, I had only ever written on my own, and I'm a very solitary person. I have my very specific ways of outlining and everything, and Paula didn't ever outline.
Oh, so you're a plotter and a pantser.
Yeah. And she didn't want to have an outline for the book. So I went along with it, and it was great. It was a really wonderful experience. I went right back to outlining after that
I was going to say, did you have like a little private outline
no,
somewhere?
not for that. No, I went with what she wanted to do.
Love that.
And so, yeah.
What's your difference in your process when you're working with another writer versus working with an artist, or even a cover artist?
Well, the only other artist that I've really worked with was Brian Selznick, who illustrated The Doll People, so I don't really have very much to compare it to, but I was fascinated watching his process. After he had the script, he based on the script. He actually built the doll houses, created the characters out of
Whoa.
Sculpey, and then used them, posed them so that he could draw from them, and that was fascinating. But I don't have anything to compare it to.
You were talking about how you really like to plot and you have a sort of a specific ritual. What is an average day writing like in your life?
Well, actually, I can tell you what an average writing day was. I don't really write that much anymore.
We all want to believe that someday you'll come out with another mysterious offering for us. But yes, at the peak of writing.
At the peak of writing, I usually would get up very early, write for the entire morning because I'm at my best in the morning, and then the afternoons were devoted to mail and correspondence and that sort of thing. Business, reading galleys, that kind of thing. Today, I spend my days. Excuse me. I do a lot of sewing, and I also foster cats for the SPCA,
Yes.
which takes up a lot of time and is a lot of fun. And then I have an organization called the Lisa Libraries,
Yes.
and we bring brand new children's books to kids in underserved communities or kids in the foster care system, and that takes up a lot of my time, and it's really rewarding and fun.
Why is working with children and keeping children literate important to you? I know there's an education line through there.
Well, my father was a cartoonist, and my mom was a preschool teacher, but they were both very creative people. So the house my sister and I grew up in was filled with books, filled with art supplies, and my parents read aloud to us when we were very little. We got books as gifts, so there was this through line of books and reading. And it gave me so much pleasure that I wanted to give it back to other kids, especially to kids who don't have easy access to books.
So because of the Babysitters Club and the Babysitter's Little Sister, there are generations of women like myself who then became babysitters or nannies and worked in childcare for a long time, or eventually went on to become teachers. Did you ever imagine that you would have such an inspiration and such an effect on generations and generations of young women specifically?
No, but it's wonderful. I went to Smith College, which is a progressive women's college, and I think that informed the creation of the Babysitters Club as a group of strong young women. But I still had no idea where this was all going to go. It's wonderful.
You also knew from a very young age that all of us needed to know that from our very young ages we could become businesswomen.
Yes,
and I
there you
think
go.
that's very important and very powerful. Do you have any advice to someone who might be watching this, who wants to become like Christy and like Claudia, a babysitter themselves? What's your best babysitting advice?
Oh, my best babysitting advice. Well, based on the babysitters who sat for my sister and me.
Good.
Yeah. The ones who came over with creative things for us to do or invented fun games for us to do in our house or took us outside to play with the other kids, not the babysitters who sat us in front of the television and then talked on the phone all night.
Oh no! Unless it's the new Netflix Babysitters Club series, that's acceptable. We'll let that one happen. Sorry. If you were to hire one of the characters to babysit your own children, who would you most hope would show up at your doorstep?
I would hope, although I love all of them, I created Christy first. I'm most like Marianne, but I would hope Claudia would show up because of the art materials.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, you said you're most like Marianne.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, when I first started creating the characters for the series, the first two characters I created were Christy and Marianne. And Christy was based on my best friend Beth from when I was growing up. And she was the one with all the great ideas. And
She was the one with all the great ideas?
and she was...
I think you're selling yourself short.
Well, I may have had great ideas, but not in the outspoken way she did. And she was the first female captain of the patrols at our elementary school.
Oh, cool.
And I was the shy one who just sort of went along with everything she said to do.
Oh, that's so sweet. That is very Marianne.
It is very Marianne.
But she's also the one with all the quiet strength and dignity.
Thank you, yes.
If I were the queen of all media and I gave you the power to greenlight an adaptation of anything that you've worked on, what would you most like to see come into a film or a television sphere?
I think A Corner of the Universe. That was it was loosely based on my own uncle, who I never met. This was the story of a young girl who meets an uncle that she didn't know she has, and the relationship and what happens to him at the end of their friendship. It was a family story, so I guess it had a lot of meaning for me. And also, it was one of the first books that I wrote after the Babysitters Club that was set in a different time period, and it was fun to spread my wings a little bit and write about something completely different. So
I can't wait to be talking about that with you at New York Comic Con 2026, 2027, 2028, where we're manifesting 3 seasons in a movie. You've dropped so much great advice, but do you have a single piece of advice to aspiring creatives who maybe want to be Anne M. Martin someday?
Well, what I most often tell young people who are interested in writing is that one of the most important things you can do is become familiar with all different kinds of writing. Read fiction, nonfiction, poetry, journalism, fantasy, and also another piece of advice is to keep a journal, because I think one of the complaints I hear most often from kids, even kids who like writing, is that they don't know what to write about. And if you have a journal, it's just a great source of story starters.
Aww.
So.
And then lastly but not leastly, because here in the Popverse, we celebrate the best in TV, movies, and comics, what are you geeking out about that you're not working on? So what are you enjoying? What have you been watching, reading, anything like that?
This has been going on for years. I geek out over Big Bang Theory.
Yes!
It's a favorite. And I'm currently geeking out over the fact that in a week I will get to go to the annual Rhinebeck Sheep and Wool Festival.
Tell me about that. You said sheep, and I was like, yes, I'm in love.
Yeah, well, it's a mecca for knitters and weavers. Yeah, and I go there with the same friend every year, and we're looking for patterns and yarn and inspiration, and yeah. But I know exactly how geeky it is, and I love it.
Honestly, it's the coolest answer we've had so far. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for everything that you've done for myself and just generations of readers.
Thank you very much. Thank you.